Richard gets some suggestions for renaming Countdown in 30 minutes. First on 4 Daytime, Quiz Hour kicks off with a new batch of questions from William G.
Kevin Duffy from Barnsley, Paul Hillier from Stratford-upon-Avon, Rachel Strange from Basingstoke, Steve Sadler from Starport-on-Severn in Worcestershire, Doug Workman from Somerstown in London, Fred Devonport from Smethwick in the West Midlands, Chris Baker from Erith in Kent, Peter Groves from Letchworth in Hertfordshire, Gordon Cree from Ayr, Arthur Howe from Abbots Langley in Hertfordshire, Derek Hughes from Farnsfield in Nottinghamshire, Wendy Forrester from Westminster, Ruth Plummer from Langley in Berkshire, Vivian Woolley from Swindon, and Carol McCarthy from Plumstead in London are all here to play 15 to 1, presented by William G. Stewart.
Thank you. Hello. Our previous winner today is Doug Workman from Somerstown in London. Welcome back, Doug. Well, it doesn't often happen on 15 to 1, but yesterday we made a straightforward, no excuses error, showing this symbol as an indication of a road narrowing on both sides when in fact it indicates the ending of a dual carriageway. My apologies to Colin Clark, especially as he's a driving instructor, and we promise to fit him in again towards the end of this series. And I hope you'll accept that apology as an answer to the telephone calls and letters we always get when we make a mistake. Now, on with today. 2 questions each in the first round, 1 correct answer from you to survive, and we start with Kevin Duffy from Barnsley. Kevin, annual events. What annual event is scheduled to take place through the streets of London on the 22nd of April 2001?
The Lord Mayor's Parade.
The London Marathon. Paul, months of the year. Which month takes its name from the fact that it was the 10th month in the early Roman calendar?
December.
Rachel, please. Musical instruments. What name is given to the Russian instrument of the guitar family, which has a long fingerboard, a triangular body and 3 strings?
Balalaika.
Steve, please. Television. What's the title of the comedy series starring and co-written by Caroline Aherne, featuring a dysfunctional family living in a council house in Manchester?
The Royal Family.
Doug, please. Shakespeare. The names of 2 kings of ancient Britain are titles of plays by Shakespeare. King Lear is one. Who is the other?
Begins with C.
It does begin with C, but I need the name. No?
No.
Cymbeline. Fred, Scotland. Which waterway connects the east and west coasts of Scotland by linking the lakes in the Great Glen?
Caledonian Canal.
Yes, Caledonian Canal. Chris, please. Coronation music. The marches Crown Imperial for the coronation of George VI in 1937 and Orb and Sceptre for the coronation of Elizabeth II in 1953. The composer, please.
Benjamin Britten.
Sir William Walton. Peter, please. Historical terms. Suppressed during the Reformation, endowments to celebrate masses involving prayers for souls departed were known by what name from the Old French meaning to sing?
Chantries.
They are. Gordon, please. Greek mythology. Who was given the power to turn everything he touched to gold by the god Dionysus?
King Midas.
Arthur, please. The USA. The cities of Chicago and Milwaukee both stand on the shores of which of the Great Lakes?
Michigan.
Yes, Michigan. Derek, please. France. Britain is symbolised by the female figure Britannia. The name, please, of the young woman who symbolises France or the French Republic?
I don't know.
Marianne. Wendy, please. Poetry. What name is given to the 5-line humorous verse form which has a rhyme scheme of AA, BBA?
Limerick.
Ruth, please. Famous writers. Which Victorian writer spent the last years of his life in self-imposed exile in France under the assumed name of Sebastian Melmoth? He died there in 1900.
I have no idea. D.H. Lawrence.
Oscar Wilde. Vivian, black tetra, silver tetra and neon tetra are species of which creature?
I have no idea, I'm sorry.
Tropical fish. Carol, 20th century theatre. The central characters of which Samuel Beckett play are Blind Ham and his servant Clove.
Don't know.
Endgame. Your second question, Kevin. Greek mythology. The name, please, of the giant with 100 eyes, which after he was beheaded by Hermes, was set in the tail of a peacock by Hera.
I'm sorry, I have no idea.
Argus. Paul, 19th century literature. The murder of Colin Campbell, the Red Fox of Glenure, the king's factor on a forfeited estate, is the central incident in which novel by Robert Louis Stevenson?
Kidnapped.
Yes, it is. Rachel, History of the 15th century. The name, please, of the leader of the Kentish Revolt of 1450.
I don't know.
No? Jack or John Cade. Steve, please. Northern Ireland. The Giant's Causeway, the Old Bush Mills Distillery and Carrickfergus Castle are all in which county?
County Antrim.
Yes. Not a bad guess, Steve. Doug? Which science links the ancient Alexandrian Ptolemy, the Italian Galileo Galilei and the Briton Sir Bernard Lovell?
Astronomy.
Fred, from a famous anthem with words by James Connell, though cowards flinch and traitors sneer, what's the next line? We'll keep the red flag flying here. Chris, please. World religions. The Ashkenazim and the Sephardim are the two main divisions of which religion or people?
Islam.
Judaism, the Jews. Peter, please. Art and famous paintings. The Morning Walk is a well-known portrait of an elegantly dressed couple with their dog, painted in 1785. The English artist, please.
Joshua Reynolds.
Thomas Gainsborough. Gordon, please. The Order of the Garter. The number of knights companions of the Order of the Garter is limited to how many?
13.
24. And Arthur. Calais was captured by Edward III in 1347 and held by the English crown until it was lost during the reign of which monarch?
Queen Mary.
Yes, Mary I. And Derek, please. CAB is the abbreviation for which National Information Dispensing Organisation?
Citizens Advice Bureau.
Wendy, please. Politics. The 1922 committee, made up of the entire body of Conservative backbenchers, takes its name from a meeting held in 1922 in which London club?
The Carlton?
Yes, that's the Tory club, isn't it? Ruth? The Bible. Beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are the next two words.
I don't know.
Ravening wolves. Vivian, please. America and politics. What's the minimum age for an American president?
55.
35. Carol, geography. Malta consists of three main islands. Malta itself to the south and Gozo to the north. The name, please, of the third island. No? Comino. And it's 5 down, 10 to go. Philip?
And they are Kevin Duffy, Chris Baker, Ruth Plummer, Vivian Woolley and Carol McCarthy. And of the remaining 10 contestants, 4 still have their 3 lives intact.
Paul, sport, football. They used to be called linesmen. What are they now called?
Referee's assistants.
Well, assistant referees, right? And a number, please.
6.
Fred, popular fiction. Following his best-selling first novel in 1971, which author's next 3 books were The Odessa File, The Dogs of War, and The Shepherd?
Frederick Forsyth.
Frederick Forsyth. The first novel, of course, was The Day of the Jackal. And a number, Fred?
Number 12.
Famous ships, Wendy. What was the name of the research ship used by Jacques Cousteau and featured in his television series Under the Sea and The World About Us?
I don't know.
Calypso. Again, please, Fred.
Number 11.
The city of Bath, Derek. Across which river does the famous Pulteney Bridge in Bath stand?
This is an Avon.
And a number, please.
Number 4, please.
Steve, in the worlds of computing and architecture, what does the abbreviation CAD, C-A-D, stand for?
Computer-aided design.
And a number, please, Steve.
Number 9.
Gordon, which television cook recently published a book called Seafood Lover's Guide, recipes inspired by his journey around Britain's coast with his dog Chalky?
Nick Nairn.
Rick Stein. Again, please.
Number 8.
And Peter, Tom Brown's school days, where were they spent?
At Rugby School.
And a number, please, Peter.
3.
Human anatomy, Rachel. The name, please, of the main artery of the human body.
Aorta.
Yes, aorta. A number, please.
Number 11, please.
Okay. Derek, politics, the cabinet. Who is Secretary of State for International Development in the cabinet?
Claire Short.
A number, please.
Number 2, please.
Paul, on which Indonesian island is the city of Jakarta?
Borneo.
Java. Again, please, Derek.
Number 8, please.
Opera and Puccini, Peter. By what eponymous name is the 15-year-old geisha Cho-Cho Sam, better known.
Madam Butterfly.
And number, Peter.
Number 10.
Newspapers and cartoons, Arthur. 3 old favourites still going strong. Which national daily newspaper features Rupert Bear, Garfield and Faith, Hope and Sue?
Daily Express.
And number, please.
Number 4.
Lost cities, Steve. Which ancient city in Jordan, notable for its temples and tombs carved in rose and purple sandstone, was rediscovered by the Swiss traveller Johann Ludwig Burckhardt in 1812?
Is it Petra?
It is Petra, yes. And number, Steve?
Number 12.
Wendy, which is the most widely spoken language in Switzerland?
German.
And number, please?
2.
Still languages, Paul. Khmer is the national and official language of which Asian country?
Cambodia.
And yes, okay. A number?
Number 9.
Gordon, please. Heraklion, or Heraklion, is the main town on which of the Greek islands?
Crete.
A number, please.
12, please.
And Wendy, of which BBC radio network is Helen Bowden the controller?
3.
Radio 4. Again, please.
Number 4, please.
Still BBC Radio, Steve. Whom did Helen Bowden succeed as controller of Radio 4?
I don't know.
The slightly controversial James Boyle. Again.
Number 2, please.
Science and technology, Paul. The general term used to describe the practical applications of computer systems is normally abbreviated to IT. What exactly, please, does IT stand for?
Information technology.
And a number?
Number 5.
Doug, Maurice Micklewhite became Sir Maurice Micklewhite at an investiture at Buckingham Palace in November. By what name is he better known?
Michael Caine.
Yes, Sir Michael now. And onwards, please, a number?
Number 12.
Wendy, the DVLA. If you lose, mislay that is, your full driving licence, what is now the minimum cost of a replacement?
£25.
£17.50. Again, please.
Number 2.
US Presidents, Paul. Richard M. Nixon. What did the M stand for?
Millhouse.
And number, please.
Number 10.
Mythology, please, Arthur. In Roman mythology, Fortuna was principally the goddess of what?
Fortune.
Yes, luck or good fortune. Chance. A number, please, Arthur.
3.
And Rachel, still mythology, Luna was a Roman goddess of what?
The moon.
Onwards, please.
Number 8, please.
The animal world, Peter. Of which creature are there approximately 370 species, including the Chinese giant, Texas blind, and Santa Cruz long-toed?
Lizards.
Oh, nearly. Salamander. Again, please.
Number 9, please.
Gordon, which stretch of coastal waters lies between Dumfries and Galloway in Scotland and Cumbria in England?
First the 4th.
The Solway Firth. Not the Firth of Forth, that's in Edinburgh. Again, please.
Number 4, please.
And Steve, the 17th century. What name is given to the supporters of James II and his descendants after the Revolution of 1688?
Jacobites.
And number, Steve?
Number 6.
Popular music, Fred. By what popular name is the Ivor Novello song subtitled Till the Boys Come Home better known?
Keep the open fires burning.
And again, Fred, a number.
Number 10.
Television, please, Arthur. Which legendary character was portrayed on television during the 1950s by the actor Conrad Phillips? William Tell. Again, please.
Number 11.
And Derek, please. Medicine. Which disorder of the blood is caused by a deficiency of coagulation factor 8, which usually affects only males but is passed on by females?
Haemophilia.
And a number?
Number 5, please.
The USA and landmarks, Doug. In which American city is the Sears Tower, completed in 1974 and standing at more than 1,450 feet in height?
Chicago.
A number, please.
Number 10.
Arthur, what type of animal is an Affenpinscher?
Don't know.
It's a dog, a monkey terrier, it's also known as. Again?
Number 6.
And Fred, please. In the Old Testament, who was the wife of King David and mother of King Solomon?
Rachel.
Bathsheba. Again, Doug?
4.
Classical music, Steve. Bellini's opera, I Capuleti, A.E. Monchetti, is based on which Shakespeare play?
Romeo and Juliet.
Yes, the Capulets and the Montagues.
Number 6, please.
This is pop music, please, Fred. Their first album, released in 1997, was called Good Feeling. Their current best-selling album is The Man Who. Which award-winning British band?
Oasis.
Travis. Again, Steve.
Number 8, please.
Monarchy in Asia, Peter. The ruler of which Asian kingdom numbers amongst his many titles precious ruler of the Thunder Dragon people?
Thailand.
Bhutan. Again, please.
Number 10, please.
Arthur, which motorway runs between junction 19 on the M1 and Carlisle?
M6.
And number, Arthur?
11.
Derek, which 19th century Prime Minister established Conservative Central Office, the prototype of modern party organisations?
Gladstone.
Disraeli. And again, please.
2.
Charles Dickens, Paul. David Copperfield. What's Mr. Micawber's first name?
Morris.
Wilkins Micawber. Again, Arthur?
4.
Steve, much in the news recently. What's the state capital of Florida called?
Orlando.
Tallahassee. Again, please.
3.
Rachel, in which city is the University of the West of England based? Bristol. Again, please, Arthur.
5.
And Doug, which 19th century pressure group was formed by Richard Cobden and John Bright?
The
The Anti-Corn Law League. Again?
Number 2.
Paul, please. Titles. What title from 1867 to 1914 was given to the hereditary Pasha of Egypt as Viceroy to the Sultan of Turkey?
The Aga Khan.
Khedive. Again, please.
11.
Navigation, please. Derek. GPS is a navigational aid based on a network of 24 orbiting satellites. What does GPS stand for? Global Positioning System. Again?
5.
Doug, please. Sporting bodies. Of which British sports governing body is John Crowther the chief executive?
Central Cricket Board.
The Lawn Tennis Association. 12 down, 3 to go, and after the break, Rachel Strange from Basingstoke, Steve Sadler from Stourport-on-Severn in Worcestershire, and Arthur Howe from Abbots Langley in Hertfordshire will be here for the final. Do please stay with us.
Right, young lady, scenario A, I require a well-equipped hatchback.
That's easy, sir. A new Citroen Saxo 1.1 Desire, just 6,995.
Scenario B, my needs are bigger.
A new Luxara 1.4L, only 8,995.
In scenario C, my wife's had triplets.
A Zara Picasso 1.6LX, massive boot, only 11,995.
These prices are guaranteed until the 31st of March.
Scenario X, I run away with the circus and need something for the llamas.
Don't just go for a luxury cruise. Go for one where you have more space.
Where the cuisine is overseen by Master Chef Michel Roux.
Where you have a member of staff to every 2 guests.
Original art and dazzling entertainment.
Don't just relax. Find bliss in a world-class aqua spa.
Don't just dream. See your travel agent about cruises from just £889, or call 0800 018 7070 for the Celebrity Cruises brochure, and allow us to exceed your expectations.
The 3 surviving contestants in today's 15-to-1 final are Rachel Strange, a student from Basingstoke, Steve Sadler, a lecturer from Stourport-on-Severn in Worcestershire, and Arthur Howe, who is retired and comes from Abbots Langley in Hertfordshire.
Rachel, Steve and Arthur, put your fingers on the buzzers and we'll start. Often used in advertisements for professional positions, what monetary value is set on the letter K? Arthur?
1,000
1,000 what?
pounds.
That's it. And could have been 1,000 moons. And What term is applied to two or more circles that share the same centre? Arthur?
Concentric.
Geography, work this out. If you sailed due east from Tokyo, which American state would be your first continental landfall? Arthur?
California.
Question or nominate, Arthur?
Nominate Rachel.
Rachel, athletics. In track races, up to what distance must competitors stay in their own lanes throughout the race?
400 metres.
And question or nominate?
Nominate Steve, please.
Steve, which 20th century British novelist, short story writer and playwright had the first names Pelham Grenville?
P.G. Woodhouse.
Question or nominate?
Nominate Arthur.
Arthur, the name please of the classic BBC comedy series which began in 1983 with Rowan Atkinson playing the part of Edmund, Duke of Edinburgh?
Blackadder.
And question or nominate?
Steve.
Steve, what's this about? 1, portcullis. 2, the Prince of Wales feathers. 5, a thistle. 10, a lion. What's the connection?
The crests of the 4 countries of the UK.
No, they're the symbols that appear on the reverse of the British coins. And Arthur?
Rachel.
Rachel, please. In Scotland, the law officers are the Solicitor General and who?
I don't know.
The Lord Advocate. Again, Arthur?
Question.
How many British monarchs of the 20th century were born in the 20th century?
2.
1, just Elizabeth, the present Queen. And fingers back on the buzzers, please. Will you please look at this and tell me the name of this greyhound-like dog which was sacred to the Egyptians who called it the royal dog of Egypt? Arthur?
Afghan hound.
Saluki, or the Persian greyhound. Fingers still on the buzzers, please. Prime Ministers. Who is the only British politician to have held a ministerial appointment at the Department of Education prior to becoming Prime Minister? Steve?
Mrs. Thatcher.
Yes, Margaret Thatcher. And question or nominate?
Nominate Arthur.
Ski resorts. At the base of which mountain in the Alps in eastern France does the ski resort of Chamonix lie? Mont Blanc. You have to leave it. And Steve, I'm back with you. Question or nominate?
Nominate, please.
Rachel, religion. Which branch of Christianity is the official religion of Greece?
Catholicism.
No, the Eastern or Greek Orthodox Church. Steve again, please.
Nominate again.
Rachel, in which 2 centuries did William Shakespeare live?
15th and 16th.
16th and 17th. You have to leave us. Well, Steve, 21 points, a winning score, 2 lives left, and 26 questions available. Take this steadily. Which socialist society, founded in 1884, took its name from that of a Roman general?
The Fabians.
And will you please look at this and tell me, with blue said to represent the Atlantic Ocean, white the ice and snow covering the country, and red the fire produced by its volcanoes, this is the flag of which European island country?
Iceland.
What links in the USA Richard Riordan with Los Angeles, Tom Murphy with Pittsburgh, and Rudolph Giuliani with New York?
Are they the mayors?
They are the mayors. Geography. Runaway Bay, Discovery Bay, and Montego Bay are coastal features on which Caribbean island?
Trinidad.
Jamaica. Food and drink. What name, after a 19th century Russian diplomat, is given to the dish comprising thinly sliced beef cooked in a sour cream sauce?
Beef stroganoff.
Yes, or beef stroganoff. Coronations. The coronation of which British monarch was the first to be filmed in colour?
The present Queen.
Yes, indeed. The story of Christianity. Which Latin term describes the route taken by Christ through Jerusalem to Calvary?
Is it the Via Dolorosa?
It is, yes. Sports and calendars. Which England national sports team has posed naked for charity in the Raw Talent Calendar 2001 in aid of the Stoke Mandeville Hospital?
Is it the rugby team?
Yes, rugby union, yes. From the Latin word for table, what title was adopted by the Society for People with High IQs?
Mensa.
Botany. Much used as a Christmas decoration, by what name is the plant Viscum album popularly known?
Mistletoe.
And the musical West Side Story tells of the conflict between native New Yorkers and immigrants from which island?
Puerto Rico.
What was the basic difference between a footpad and a highwayman?
The highwayman used a horse.
Yes, and the footpad used his foot. Yes. Literary discoveries. What name was given to the collection of ancient Hebrew and Aramaic manuscripts discovered in the caves of the west bank of the River Jordan between 1947 and 1956?
The Dead Sea Scrolls.
In a complete list of the government, under which Department of State does the Prime Minister's name appear?
The Treasury.
History and famous families. With which Italian city were the medieval family the Medicis chiefly associated?
Florence.
Kinder Scout, at over 2,000 feet above sea level, is the highest point in which national park?
The Lake District.
Peak District. Well, there you are, Steve, a winning score of 161, position number 8 on the finals board. I don't think it'll take you all the way to the grand final, but come and join us again later in the year. Well done. Stay there. You got everything else. And that's it for today. We'll be back tomorrow. See you then.
Play 15 to 1 at home with the 15 to 1 for 2,000 book that features 2,000 questions from the programme. Available from the shops now, or you can order your copy directly from the Channel 4 shop on 0870 1234 344. Next up, Countdown.
And here's a reminder of the address for our competition. Finals board competition, P.O. Box 273, London, W1A6EH. Postcards only, please, and the closing date is Monday, January the 22nd.